Second seed Rafael Nadal has overcome an early scare to down 21-year-old Australian wildcard Rinky Hijikata 4-6, 6-2, 6-3, 6-3 in his first appearance at the US Open after winning in 2019. Playing in only his second match on Tuesday after pulling out of Wimbledon with an abdominal injury, the Spaniard had speculated whether he was ready to take on New York and seemed to confirm those fears as he struggled on the return in the first set.
Taiwan has said it would exercise its right to self-defense and counterattack if Chinese armed forces entered its territory, as Beijing increased military activities near the democratic island. Taiwanese defense officials said on Wednesday that China's high-intensity military patrols near Taiwan continued and Beijing's intention of making the Taiwan Strait separating the two sides its inner sea would become the main source of instability in the region. For aircraft and ships that entered our sea and air territory of 12 nautical miles, the National Army will exercise right to self-defense and counterattack without exception, Lin Wenhuang, Deputy Chief of the General Staff for Operations and Planning, told reporters at a news briefing. Taiwan has complained of Chinese drones repeatedly flying close to its small groups of islands near China's coast. The military will exercise the same right to counterattack Chinese drones that did not heed warnings to leave its territory after posing threats, Lin added.
Stanley Kubrick once famously said J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings trilogy of novels was unfilmable. It is hard to imagine what the great director would have made of Amazon's $1 billion gamble on The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, a 50-hour television series based on the dry historical footnotes published at the end of Book 3. The show, out on Friday globally on Prime Video, aims to tap into the huge and enduring appeal of books still regularly voted the world's best-loved novels of all time, as well as Peter Jackson's Oscar-winning film adaptations. It is central to Amazon's bid to stand out in the streaming wars with Netflix, Disney Plus and HBO Max, whose own Game of Thrones prequel just launched, and is bankrolled by multi-billionaire founder Jeff Bezos, a Tolkien mega-fan.
European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen took to Twitter following the announcement of former Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev's death at the age of 91 on Tuesday, tweeting out a eulogy to the man she called a trusted and respected leader. Gorbachev played a crucial role to end the Cold War and bring down the Iron Curtain, von der Leyen wrote, adding that this opened the way for a free Europe. While Gorbachev's policies resulted in the fall of the Soviet Union, the late president's tenure was marked by a thawing of relations with the West, and a handful of other Western leaders joined von der Leyen in mourning his passing. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres mourned Gorbachev as a towering global leader, committed multilateralist, and tireless advocate for peace, describing the Soviet leader's devotion to unity in diversity, as well as his pursuit of the path of negotiation, reform, transparency and disarmament.
The German armed forces can't send any more weapons to Ukraine if they want to retain their ability to defend their own nation, Defense Minister Christine Lambrecht told the German government on Tuesday. As the defense minister, her focus is Germany's national security, she added. I have to admit, as the Minister of Defense, we are reaching the limits of what we can give away from the Bundeswehr stocks. Lambrecht told the cabinet during a meeting on Tuesday. The German armed forces, the Bundeswehr, must be able to guarantee security at the regional and national levels, she said, vowing to ensure that this continues to be the case. Germany has been supplying Kiev with various weapons since the onset of the conflict in Ukraine in February. Berlin has delivered Stinger anti-aircraft missile systems, Panzerhaubitze 2000 self-propelled howitzers, and Gepard anti-aircraft gun tanks to Ukraine, among other weapons. Lambrecht had previously already said that the Bundeswehr's ability to supply Kiev with weapons was limited. Germany could not give away much more, she warned as early as mid-July.
Be aware. With the World. APN. Broadcast Service.